I want to give you a warning. Some of the concepts might offend you. Pero fair warning, some of the concepts might offend you as it should. Ginawa ko po siya para ma-offend kayo. Ma-offend kayo to the point na, hala, ina-attack mo ba ako? Oo, ina-attack kita. Ina-attack ko yung limiting beliefs mo. Ino-offend ko yung smallness mo. Ina-attack ko yung pagsesettle mo for less. Why? Because I know for a fact that you deserve the best things in life. 3,000 people are joining us for this session, really interested with learning about life lessons. Schools are not teaching us. There are a lot of lessons na hindi masyadong naha-highlight ng school. Okay? And tonight is gonna be an avenue for us to really talk about that, to really shed light on that, and of course, share with each other ano ba yung mga lessons na yon. The reason why I wanted to talk about this, because this is something very, very personal to me as well. Because for me, April, May, June is an interesting time of the year. Why? Because this is the time where a lot of fresh graduates are hitting their crisis in life. It's really interesting for me kasi this is actually where the most interesting and the most crucial decisions are actually made. I truly believe that your life can change in an instant. In fact, you are just one decision away from totally different life that you have right now. And it pains me that most of our graduates, most of the people, maybe you're not a fresh graduate, maybe you're a person who just wants to shift to a new career. Maybe you saw this new opportunity, you want to try it out, but there's a lot of questions in your mind. And it pains me kasi there are people thinking that they have to do this alone. But the reality is, you don't. Hindi mo kailangan. But at the same time, this is also one of the most exciting moments in our lives because this is the phase where we make the decisions na one day babalikan natin at sasabihin natin, buti na lang. This can also be the phase in your life where you look back 1 year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Buti na lang, I made a decision. And can I be honest on this? No, in fact, if you feel that you're kind of lost and confused in life, I want to tell you that you're not behind. You're actually ahead because your mind and your soul and your heart knows that there's something bigger out there, but your body's just catching up. Alam mo na meron pa, pero yung reality mo hindi pa nakakahabol. So now you're feeling lost, you're feeling confused because you know that there's a life much better out there, pero your reality is not matching it. That's why you feel confused. Na parang bakit ganon? Nakita ko naman yung mga friends ko sa Instagram, parang ang sasaya naman ng mga buhay nila. Well, I'm not telling you to compare, pero reality check. These lives exist. These lives, that reality is possible for you. But maybe the knowledge that you have is not enough for you to actually get to your next level. And so with that, I want to formally welcome you to our session for today, which is Life Lessons Schools Are Not Teaching You. The society, or maybe even the schools, have trained us na dapat kung ano yung pinakasimple na meron ka, yun lang dapat ang meron ka. Later on, we're gonna talk about a lot of concepts. But before I start, I wanna give you a warning. Some of the concepts might offend you. Pero fair warning, some of the concepts might offend you as it should. Ginawa ko po siya para ma-offend kayo. Ma-offend kayo to the point na, hala, ina-attack mo ba ako? Oo, ina-attack kita. Ina-attack ko yung limiting beliefs mo. Ino-offend ko yung smallness mo. Ina-attack ko yung pagsesettle mo for less. Why? Because I know for a fact that you deserve the best things in life. Coach or Alex, Kuya Alec, bakit ba yan yung topic na naisip mo? And the reason why I want to share this, because again, this is a very personal topic for me. Kasi, rektahin ko na. This is the most honest I can be. One thing about me is I hated school. Dragging myself to school, learning about no limitangere or the periodic table, kung paano basahin yung sa taas, kung paano i-balance yung I didn't like it. I remember this picture so clearly. This was a picture of me. Remembrance. For a time na nag-aaral po ako nung college at nakatulala ako outside. And I was just asking the question, bakit ko ba ito inaaral? Because at one point, I thought to myself, why am I pushing myself into a system that is not accepting my greatness? Why am I trying to say na or force myself na I like this, I love this. When in fact, the grounds and the system of what was set up, okay? I'm not saying I hate a particular school, I hate a particular person in the school. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the space that that has been created was not allowing me to be my best self. Sabi ko, bakit ganun? Bakit sobra yung pagpupukpok pag nagkakamali ako, pero pag may nagagawa akong tama, ni walang pumapalakpak? Is that how we measure life success? And spoiler, para sa mga taong kakagraduate pa lang, that's not how life goes. And I wanna maybe share some facts with you guys here, just to shed some light. You can do your own research, but I wanna share with you some facts, no? And why? One of the reasons why I hated school is, number one, the foundation of school is wicked. Again, not saying na masama po yung schools. I'm saying that the foundation of school was really started by, maybe you're familiar with John D. Rockefeller, one of pinakamayaman na tao sa States back in Industrial Revolution. Do your own research, no? But at the same time, no, the foundation of school was wicked because at that time, nung industrial engineering, dati ang school sa simbahan. Tapos, nakita ni Rockefeller, kulang yung trabahador niya sa factory niya. Kaya ang ginawa niya is nag-open siya ng free public schools with the curriculum for them to become a worker in the industrial force. In fact, quote niya talaga to, no? Sabi niya, I don't want a mind of thinkers. I want a mind of workers. Let that sink in. School, the foundation of it, was made kasi kailangan ng trabahador. Now, it's not fair to say na, Alec, di naman na ganyan na school. Truly. But somehow, some of the principles that was na nangyari before doon, nadadala pa rin ngayon. For example, when you're in school, what do? When you wake up, take a bath, you get there before 7 a.m. After 7 a.m., you take a break, you study, and then you take a break, and then you study, and then you lunch break, and then you go back, you study, and then after nun, uwi, pahinga, kain, tulog, kinabukasan, gising, prepare, pasok before 7 a.m., study, break, study, kain, study, break, study, uwi, tulog, kinabukasan. Are you guys getting me? You see the pattern here? It's a repeated cycle. Where else? Saan nyo rin nakikita yon? Sa mga factories, sa workplace. Gising, pasok, trabaho, break, trabaho, break, kain, uwi, tulog, gising. The same structure. Because why? Because that's the purpose of it. And I am not against, I am pro-education, but maybe the current system is not set up to do that. And so let's check on that. Are we really getting the essence of what the schools are trying to teach us? Or are we just flowing into life, being on autopilot, tapos magtataka tayo, tapos na yung buhay natin? Anong nangyari? Are you guys with me? It's the same structure. Because it was made for them to do that. Pinondohan ng mga billionaires, millionaires. Kaya yung school nga ngayon, no, business na po yan. Binili na ng mga milyonaryo, ng mga bilyonaryo. Bakit? Good business yan eh. Bakit? Tignan nyo, pag pumasok kayo sa mga magandang schools, bakit ba magandang schools? Kasi may connection sa mga malalaking factories or companies. Tama? They don't want you to build your own company. They want you to work for their company. But again, somehow it changed. Somehow, natabunan na rin. Somehow, nagkiba na yung mga tinuturo kahit papano. And maybe that's leading me to the second reason why I don't like school or the school system today. It's outdated. And here in the Philippines, it's not gonna catch up anytime soon. Anyone here, just like me, nakikita yung mga tao, mga friends nila, nakabatch nila, na ang kitaan 6 digits. Grabe ang paggamit ng AI, grabe ang pag-freelance. Pero yung mga tahimik lang sa classroom, 'di ba? Yung mga pasang-awa lang sa classroom, it's outdated. Yung curriculum natin, 100 years old na po. More than. Baka mayroon magsabi, hindi, binabago yan every year. Yes, I agree. But did you see how technology is shaping up? Do you see how AI is shaping our culture? Anong mangyayari? Magpapasa sila ng batas, ganyan. By the time that happens, 10 years na naman yung nakalipas. It's outdated. So maybe, we should open our minds na if we want to learn, if we want to grow, hindi lang tayo dapat sa school nakatingin. Dapat ginagamit din natin yung favorite kong isa pang school, YouTube University. And last one, this is something that I think nadagdag ko lang siya. It's overpriced. Why do you need to pay for 500,000 or even up to 1 million? Pero to be honest, no, sa mga kakapasa lang dito na sa college, saan kayo natuto? Sa YouTube, sa Scrib. Ano ba yung mga gamit nyo ngayon? Skillshare, Udemy, ChatGPT, maybe? And we're all getting this for free. Our cell phones are the most powerful tools that we have right now, and it's for free. And when knowledge and information and data around the world is being demonetized, meaning libre nyo na pong makukuha, If we get to understand this, then we also need to take a look at the alternatives. Bakit ganun? Bakit ang mahal? And so sana, no, pagpe-pray natin yan na magmura ang mga schools dito, pero habang hindi pa po yan gumagana, we got to think at our feet, how can we learn? How can we grow? How can we add more knowledge into our minds? This is the perfect time to maybe do a reassessment, do a realignment. Because if your results are not showing up, then that just means you bought the wrong plan. Maybe, mali lang yung planong naipasa sa'yo. And the best part here, buti na lang narinig mo to ngayon. Buti na lang may time ka pang mag-isip. Hindi ka pa nasa deathbed. Buti na lang, ngayon pa lang ang babata nyo, naiisip nyo na, hala, pwede pa lang ako yung mag-decide sa buhay ko? Mag-design ng buhay ko? Can I share with you the good side of this? How I think school can adapt to this? I think school should be a safe place for people to just test and see what they're good at. Rather than to penalize their weaknesses, appreciate and hone their strengths. Mas maganda na meron silang freedom to really see for themselves, ano ba yung gusto ko? That's what I think schools should be about. And so with that, I want to share with you, and by the way guys, just pure disclaimer lang din. Even though I hated school, I finished it. OJT na lang po ako. Technically, tinapos ko siya. And there was a shift in my college life that maybe you guys can learn from as well. I didn't like it, but I realized na me not liking it also makes me struggle more. So sabi ko, okay, kung kailangan ko ito tapusin ko na. So sabi ko, paano ba to? Tapos yun pala, no, yung sistema ng school, naaaral din. So sabi ko, try ko nga maging magaling na estudyante. Nung nag-break po ako, tapos bumalik ako sa school, sabi ko, try ko lang maging magaling na estudyante. First time ko po makakuha ng 1.5 sa physics. Sabi ko, posible pala yun. Paano ko ginawa? No, aral ako araw-araw. Pagkatapos ng lesson, uwi ako, aralin ko siya. Pwede pala. This is not for you guys to say na, ay, sige, I'm not gonna try na lang. Huwag subukan. Hindi, you should try. Pero try to discover if you really love that and you like doing that or not. Are you guys with me? Awesome. Now, let's head on to the lessons that I want to share with you na maybe could also be a reminder with you, and these lessons can help you move forward with it. Starting with the first lesson, number 1, studying begins with studying yourself. Meaning, kung gusto mong gumaling, aaralin mo muna yung sarili mo. Bakit? Yan yung natutunan ko nung college, no? Hindi pala gumagana sa akin yung cramming, yung the day before lang mag-e-exam. Baka yung iba, no, kaya yun all-nighter, tas diretso sa exam, tas nakatatlong Red Bull na, or 3 Sting, or 5 cup ng kape. Tapos, pagkatapos ng exam, ang taas ng grade. May mga kilala kayong ganun? Meron ako mga kilalang ganun, sanay sa cramming. Sa akin, sabi ko, sanay ako sa cramming, pero yung results ko, nakakram din. Sabi ko, baka hindi. So, okay, nung inaral ko yung sarili ko, baka mas effective sa akin, na pag natutunan ko to ngayon, aralin ko pag uwi agad. Pakunti-kunti. Maybe just 5 minutes, 10 minutes of my day every day. Mas okay yun kaysa sa 6 hours all in. Let's go, all-nighter. Na-realize ko na, hindi. Nagwo-work sa akin auditory. I'm an auditory. I'm not a visual person. I'm an auditory. Meaning, if I record this class and I listen to it, that's why I love podcasts, no? If I listen to it, mas nagre-retain sa utak ko. You study yourself what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If you're gonna go out there in the world, there's gonna be a lot of challenges, a lot of struggles. But if you know yourself, mas konti na lang yung trial and error. Why? Because if you know yourself, you know your strengths, your weaknesses. You can double down on your strengths, and then you can ask support and help for your weaknesses. Pero paano mo yun magagawa kung hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo? You study yourself. I took the time to really study myself back in 2017 when I started journaling. In fact, pag pinagsama ko po yung mga journals ko, sobrang taas. Mula 2017, nagjo-journal po ako. Grabe, no? Kung ano-ano lang pinagsusulat ko nun. Pero inaaral ko kasi yung sarili ko. I wanted to study myself. How I talk, how I dress, how I act, how are my habits, what's my mindset. Gotta start with that. Are you guys with me? Awesome. The second is also connected to this. The second lesson. By the way, before we proceed to that, I want to share maybe the importance of this. Kasi nung naaral ko yung sarili ko, nakita ko yung mga strengths ko. Nakita ko yung mga dapat kong i-double down. I studied myself. I saw my strength. Magaling ako sa communications. Double down on communications. That saved me a whole lot of time. Tinatanong ako ng mga tao, Alec, dumaan ka ba sa parang crisis? Di mo alam yung gusto mo? Hindi eh. Nag-evolve ako, oo. Pero nung time, nakita ko na, gusto ko tong nagsasalita ako. Ano ba yung mga pwede kong gawin na nagsasalita ako? Nag-start ako ng podcast, nag-create ako ng videos. Pag nasa school ako, nagre-recite ako kasi gusto ko nagsasalita ako. Are you guys with me? It saved me a lot of stress and time. Leading us to our second thing. One of the biggest lessons in life na nakuha ko is you only need to be good at one thing. The problem is, with school, lahat tinuturo. Diba? Nag-aral po ako engineering, inaral ko po si Rizal. Bakit? Hindi maganda kasi may kasaysayan. Okay, no? Pag na-imagine ko si nagko-code na ako or, nagma-manufacture na ako ng mga gamit. Ay, buti na lang naaral ko si Rizal. Mas magaling na ako ngayon. Again, guys, check it out. Bakit ganon? Why are the systems trying to overload us? And ito yung nakakatakot. Maybe you've experienced it, maybe you know someone na ang tataas ng grade sa lahat, pero may isang grade, line of 7, pagka uwi, anong unang mapapansin? Bakit ka may line of 7? Usap nga tayo. Dami kong line of 9. Marami ako nakikita na, grabe, hindi man lang na-appreciate yung, diba? Ang daming grades, 7, 8, line of 9. Pero sa isang line of 7, ang mabigat pa nun, maybe na-experience nyo na to, may mababa kayong grade, papasok kayo sa school, what do you feel? Shame. Totoo, shame. Pasok ka sa school, parang, shucks, parang ayokong pumasok kasi line of 7 ako sa subject na to. Pwede ko kayang i-cut tong subject na to. Papasok na lang ako doon sa magagaling ako. We reward generalization, but in the real life, those who have huge amount of wealth, those who are successful in their field, are good at just one thing. In the real world, okay, maybe you guys are graduates already, tapos na kayo sa high school. When you get in the real world, whatever is, alam mo kung hindi mo naman siya mapapractice, pansinin nyo to. Sa OJT nyo, yung matututunan nyo sa OJT nyo, worth ng matututunan nyo sa buong 4 years nyo sa school. Maybe even more. Tama or tama? Yung mga nasa medicine field dito, yung kapag nag-intern kayo sa doktor, nag-OJT kayo, dun nyo talaga malalaman kung paano ginagawa yung trabaho nyo. Tama or tama? Again, di ko sinasabing hindi nyo kailangang aralin nyo. Aralin nyo yun kasi yun yung curriculum. Wala tayong magagawa doon. But at the same time, when you go out, drop the unnecessary information na di nyo naman kailangan, tas focus kayo kung saan kayo magaling. You only need to be good at one thing. And when you get out to the world, specialization is the best thing ever. In fact, if you want to build your wealth, di ba? Sino dito nakarinig na if you want to build your wealth, you got to have multiple streams of income. That's a fast way to get wealth. But the faster way to get wealth is to focus on one thing that gives you unlimited income potential. Focus on one thing that gives you unlimited income potential. Mahalaga po yung second part, no? Unlimited income potential, no? Baka kasi iba dito, sabi, yayaman daw ako if I focus on one thing. Sige, focus lang ako sa work ko. Ang work ko, no offense, no? BPO. Kahit anong gawin mo dyan, it's the same thing. Hindi tataas ang sweldo mo. Are you guys with me? So if that's the case, then you need to have multiple streams of income. Pero kapag ikaw, may potential yung ginagawa mo na unlimited earning potential, one quote that I live by is, now, if you spend your life trying to be good at everything, you will never be great at anything. Again, if you spend your life trying to be good at everything, you will never be great at anything. Next, life lesson na gusto kong maiwi nyo, and my favorite one, of course, is that failing is good. Failure is only a state of mind. If you decide na you stop there, you're a failure. But the act of failing in itself is good. Why? Failing is good because failing means you're trying. If you're not failing, then you're not trying. And would you rather live a life na hindi ka nga nagkamali, you didn't fail, pero you haven't tried anything? In the real world, people are rewarded for failing a lot. Versus sa schools na pag may isang bagsak, malaking palakol, tapos papatawag yung magulang. In the real world, we appreciate those who fail because we know that if they're failing, that means they're in the game. Yung mga taong hindi nagfe-fail, sila yung mga taong nanonood from the bleachers. May kita niyo yan, yung mga nagja-judge, yung mga maraming sinasabi, sila yung mga hindi naman kasali sa laro. Kasi yung mga naglalaro, they're focused on winning. Sometimes they fail, but sometimes they win. And that's the thing about life. You can fail as much as you can, and you only need to win one time. Sobrang nakakatakot na in schools, we punish people for failing instead of giving them a safe space to fail. If you're given a safe space to fail, susubok ka ba ulit? Tatry mo ba ulit? Are you gonna do better? Definitely. But if pinapersecute yung mga taong nagkakamali, ano mangyayari? Ayoko na pala. Baka mapaya lang ako eh. Baka magkamali lang. That's why, no? The point is, as long as you are trying, you will never lose. Sabi ko nga, you either win in life or you learn. You never lose. Failing is just a stepping stone for you to get back up and do it again, but this time, better. Next lesson na hindi tinuturo ng school. This one is one of my favorite as well. No? Self-care should be your number one priority. Meron na bang teacher na nagsasabi niyan? Oh guys, no assignment, self-care. Mag-meditate, mag-journal, mag-pray, self-care, mag-diet, mag-exercise, do something that makes you feel good. Over the weekend, lulubog pa sa assignments. Versus over the weekend, go recharge. Para pag weekdays, excited, banat ng banat, lagari. Alam niyo ng mga taong nag-work na, no? Yung Sunday na pang rest day nila, i-reward nila sarili nila. After ng reward, grabe, excited na ulit mag-work. That's self-care. Pero, anong nangyayari? Pag sa school, pag nakikita mo nagsi-self-care ka, grabe. Nadja-judge ka pa. Ay, hindi siya nag-aaral mabuti. Pag nasa work ka, pag umalis ka on time, ano sabihin? Ay, walang pakis sa kumpanya. Self-care should be your number one priority. Why? I learned this. It's an interesting thing na pag nakita nyo for yourself, magbabago ang buhay nyo. Every time I'm quote-unquote failing in one thing that I'm doing, I ask myself, kulang ba ako sa self-care? Bakit? Ibig sabihin, I'm doing something, I'm giving my heart, my energy, my life to this project, to this one thing, pero baka ubus na kasi ako. Ano mangyayari? Burnout. Ano mangyayari? Pumipitik. Ano mangyayari? No, uninspired work. Baka it's not about you not trying your best. Baka it's not about you trying harder. Maybe it should be that you need to fill yourself up first. Are you guys with me? Are you guys getting this? Baka kaya walang result kasi hindi ka nagse-self-care. Kasi pag may self-care ka na sobrang ganda lang ng energy mo, you have a positive attitude, you have a good vibe, and when you have a good vibe, anong nangyayari? Parang mas madali yung work. Tama ba? Parang pag nag-work ka, parang you're in the flow, ang ngiti ka, hi! Lahat ng nakakausap mo, hello, kamusta ka na? Nakapag-chika-chika na, no? Ang ganda ng attitude mo, yung mga opportunities dumadating sa'yo kasi puno ka. Nag-uumapaw pa pagmamahal sa sarili. Hindi yan tinuturo ng school, pero hopefully, tandaan natin yan. Now, on to our last 3 lessons. My favorite one. I love this. Hindi tinuturo ng school. Jobs provide a living, but profit provides a fortune. Let me say that again. Jobs provide a living, profit provides a fortune. Jobs provide a living. Ibig sabihin, yung mga kailangan mo, kayang masustentuhan yan pag nag-apply ka ng trabaho, kumuha ka ng trabaho, kaya kanyang buhayin. Kaya kanyang mapakain, kaya kanyang bigyan ng bahay, ng damit. Pero hindi kanya kayang payamanin. Klaro po ha? Hindi po tinuturo to sa school. Jobs can provide you a stable income. Pero in the profit, yun yung talagang magpapayaman sa inyo. Meron kayo nakikita dito mga 22-year-old, 25-year-old living their lives in social media. Makita mo may kotse, nagta-travel, ang sarap ng mga kinakain. They don't look for jobs. They look for opportunities na tinatanong nila, how can I make a profit? A profit is, binili ko to, pinatungan ko, binenta ko. Sales. Nandun po ang kayamanan. If you learn this mindset, I am telling you, you will save yourself a lot of time if you want to become rich. Okay? Klaruhin ko lang po. If ang gusto mo lang talaga ay simpleng buhay, na gusto mo lang tumira sa bundok, sa dagat, ng walang ginagastos, okay lang. Pwede ka na sa jobs. Pero kung gusto mo talagang lumaki, like bumili ng malaking bahay, bilhin yung magandang kotse, mag-travel around the world, you need more than a job. At an early phase, again, pwede pa rin. Pero baka 60 years old ka na or 70 years old ka na. Pero kung gusto nyo to 40, 30 years old, in the school systems, anong tinuturo? Pagkakuha ng diploma, get a job. Tama? Nakakalungkot. Kasi, pag andito ka sa Pilipinas, anong starting salary mo? Average starting salary here in the Philippines, 12K. Pero if you really want to wake up, this is your perfect chance. The jobs are just not enough. Not hating on the jobs. Maybe kailangan mo yan to provide a steady income. Gusto niyo pong malaman kung paano? You work hard on your job, but you work harder on yourself. Sobrang tinarabaho ko yung sarili ko. Nagbasa po ako ng libro. I think at that time, naka 100 books ako. meditation, journaling araw-araw, exercise araw-araw, upskilling araw-araw. Tapos hindi po ako tumatanggap ng trabaho. After a year, when an opportunity came, first check na natanggap ko sa buhay ko, 150K. You work harder on yourself. Yun lang po yun. You don't just work hard on your job, you work harder on yourself. But more importantly, you learn how to do sales. Nasa sales po ang sagot. Nasa sales po ang sagot. Sabi, ay, hindi po ako nagsisales. Hindi po. Lahat po ng tao sa sales. Pag nag-apply ka sa trabaho, nag-interview ka, that's sales. That's you selling yourself. Ang problema lang, ang tinitignan mong vehicle mo for your sale is the job. But if you want to be rich, the only thing that you need to focus on is to find the right vehicle for your sales, for your selling skills. Sa mga nasubukan ng manligaw dito, sales po yun. Binebenta nyo po yung sarili nyo. So wag nyo po akong hindi po ako para sa sales. Introvert po ako. Marami pong introvert na mayayaman dahil sa sales. Pero naintindihan nila na hindi ako mag-a-apply ng work. Maghahanap po ako ng vehicle that can help me give a profit. Okay, last two. Your relationships are your biggest asset. Ibig sabihin, if you are in a workplace right now, if you are in a school right now, your main job is not to pass your grades highest of all. Your main job is to build genuine relationships around you. Work on your people skills. Because eventually, if you are looking for opportunities or if you are looking for connections, ang tatanungin nila dyan is gusto ko ba itong makasama? Gusto ko ba itong makatrabaho? Hindi kung magaling ka ba? Ang competence po, 7% lang tinitignan. Ang tinitignan ngayon, are you likable? Gusto ba kitang makatrabaho? Gusto ba kitang makasama? Kasi if you're not likable, kahit sobrang competent mo, people don't want to be a part of your work. That's why you need to be able to build relationships. And the last lesson, of course, na gusto kong matandaan nyo po from this session is being rich is a skill. Hindi tinuturo yan sa school. Hindi man nabanggit ang pera. Pansinin nyo yun, guys. Pwera na lang po kung accounting, business. Pero in most of the time, 95%, they're not even talking about money. I didn't know about the concept of money, the value of money. My whole college, high school, elementary. Buti na lang po, elementary, natuto ako magbilang. Doon ko lang po ito nagagamit. Ngayon, pag may pera na, ang bilis ko pong magbilang. But it turns out, just like learning how to write, just like learning how to read, just like learning how to drive, just like learning how to dance, how to sing, how to talk, how to communicate, being rich is a skill. And it's a skill that you can practice and you get better at. So if you are in a crossroads right now, maybe check in with yourself. And maybe there's a small voice at the back of your mind telling you na, well, do you really want to be rich? If that's your question, and that's okay. But maybe ask yourself, maybe hindi ikaw talaga yung nakakita na you don't want to be rich. Maybe it's just that you've been programmed that being rich is a bad thing. Maybe kakapanood mo ng telenovela, ng mga series na masasama ang mga mayayaman, tingin mo masasama ang mga mayayaman. But if you are rich, you have a lot of money, you can help a lot of people, you can serve a lot of people. And the fact is, if you built a legitimate business and you have given, that just means that you have given so much value. That's why you have so much money. So if you look at it, the best way to start off, what do you want to upskill at? What skill do you want to get better at? It's the skill of being rich. And being rich is a science. Most of the time, it's a science. Which means you can study it, you can apply it in your life, you can literally follow the steps that people are showing you and have the same results that you want. And I'm just so grateful and honored that I'm speaking to you guys and to the people who are watching this with an open heart. Na walang halong yabang, na walang halong tama ako, mali kayo, tama ako, mali sila. None of that. I am literally saying you this, na if you know that you deserve a better life, you can get that better life. Maybe you just need to check out the plan that you have. And I'm so passionate in sharing this kasi I've seen the transformation in my life. Before, akala ko it's just a thought, malayo lang siya na baka pwede posibleng mangyari. Pero ngayon na nakikita ko yung buhay ko na I have everything that I need. If I want to, I can have it. Freedom, time freedom, working towards financial freedom, but living a life based on what I want, not the world, what the world wants. So maybe, my dear friends, if you're also in that space that you're thinking na, is there a better life out there? I promise you there is. And maybe that's already your heart and your spirit telling you that you're capable enough to reach the things that you desire. And so with that, I really want to thank every single one of you guys for being here. Maraming salamat for being here. I hope that you got something from this session. If you guys learned something, if in case na you are looking for a way to kind of learn how to be rich, then we the coaches here is extending our services to you. If you want a free financial coaching session, if you want to experience that out, then we would love to help you. Just send a message kung sino nag-invite sa'yo dito. Second is, of course, we are accepting batch 13, batch 12 of our mentorship program. So if you want to become a financial coach and you want to be part of our sales team, and you want to really earn a lot of good money, then maybe you could consider joining our team. If you want to be a part of this, if you're a student, you're already working, pwede rin siya sa'yo. All you need is the dedication and the commitment to really learn about this. And of course, some live events are coming up very soon, so make sure that you follow me on Instagram, on my Facebook account, Alec Cuenca, and you'll just wait for that as well. If you want to join our team, the link is there, bit.ly/investment consultant batch 1. It's free, guys. You don't need to pay for anything. Again, wala po kaming binibentang mga kailangan nyo magbayad upfront, no? Ang kailangan lang po namin is commitment nyo and laway, no? So if you want to be a part of that, join here in this link right here and we'll be in contact with you.